Hello, this is a short video that we've put together for parents and students in Year 11 just to talk you through the current situation with regards to the grading for Year 11 students. We understand as a school how difficult a time this has been, how stressful, and the anxiety that this will have caused the students who are rightly worried about their futures and how we as a school are going to reach decisions about their grades and to give them the grades that they rightly deserve and have worked hard for over the last few years, last few months. Obviously, it's been a difficult time. We've now got the information from Ofqual, which allows us to put in place processes in school, and the quite rigid processes that the school has to follow. And it's to make sure that we grade fairly and that we put in place standardisation processes of the grades, that we quality assure the assessments that we're doing. There's a whole raft of measures that are in place. We're not just pulling grades from thin air. We're actually having to go through quite a rigorous process of quality assurance and standardisation and really careful planning and selection of the evidence that we use to capture what we say is a holistic view of a child's performance within their subject. So there's quite a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes at school in terms of teachers planning the assessments, thinking about how they're going to standardise them, working as a department to standardise the results, even linking up with other schools as well to sort of get a sense of external eyes on this as well. There's a real raft of things that go into it. So you can rest assured as parents that everything that we're doing in school is following the guidelines as carefully as we can, and in due course we'll be able to publish that on our website and you'll get that information. But we've put the video together just before parents' evening because we want it, obviously you will want to talk to teachers about your child's progress and where they currently are. I just need to just make you aware that it is actually very difficult at the minute for teachers to actually give a very specific grade as to what your child's going to achieve, because we have to standardize the test results, because we have to quality assure everything. We're not able to actually give a grade at this point. So please don't ask staff to do that. When you're talking to staff at parents' evening, it's really more about the gaps that in the students' learning, the things that they need to do to secure the grades, is the specific topics they need to learn, are there specific revision things that they have to do so that staff can provide evidence then to secure the grades. That's where the parents' evening sits in. We're not in a position yet to give grades. That's going to come a little bit in a few weeks' time as we finalise the assessment processes. I'm going to hand over to Mr. Goff now, and Mr. Goff is our senior leader who's been working on this with every faculty in school, putting in place the systems that we need to make sure that this is a rigorous and fair process. And hopefully from Mr. Goff's presentation, you'll have a little bit more understanding of just what it is that the school's doing to make sure that your child's not disadvantaged in any way and gets the opportunity, to shine in this process, and they get a fair reflection of the work that they've done. So thank you, and I'll hand over to Mr. Goff.
My name's Mr. Goff, and I'm one of the assistant head teachers at Freddy's. In this video, I'm going to briefly outline the system for the creation of the teacher assessed grades, which will be replacing the terminal exams for the summer of 2021. Ofqual recently published the results of their consultation, and on screen we have a summary of how the GCSEs will be awarded. The grades will be worked out using teacher judgment, not algorithms, as took place in the summer of 2020 with the centre assessed grades. They will be based on a variety of evidence, some of which is outlined on screen, and more specific details will be published in the next few weeks by the exam boards. Importantly for the students, the GCSE results day will be on the 12th of August. They also published guidance on the vocational and technical qualifications. The qualifications which are studied in school are most similar to GCSEs and A-levels, and as a result will be graded in a similar fashion, teacher judgment based on a range of evidence. Ofqual has stipulated that teachers must make a holistic judgment about student performance throughout the course based on a range of evidence. This means, unlike usual GCSE summers, when exams are taken at the end of the course and those terminal assessed piece form the grades, this summer it's a holistic judgment across the course. The judgments must be based on evidence, not a prediction of what might have been achieved. All relevant exam access arrangements for students such as SEND students and any special considerations will be applied to ensure that no students are disadvantaged through this teacher assessed grading process. The deadline for submitting the grades is the 18th of June. This allows staff plenty of teaching time to ensure that students are best prepared for the next stage of their education, as well as fully prepared for any assessments that may be taking place. It's therefore really important that students keep working hard until the end of their courses. Unfortunately, Ofqual have made it clear that teachers are not allowed to tell students their grade before the results day, so we cannot share the teacher assessed grades with students or parents. We will, however, be sharing the information and types of assessment on which these teacher grades will be based. So far, the school has continued to teach students with quality first teaching to ensure that students are best prepared for assessments and further education. In addition to that, we've been collating all possible assessment evidence. We are planning for an assessment week in mid-May to allow students to provide further assessments for the teacher assessed grades. And as with happens throughout the courses, all work is continuing to be standardised using the experienced examiners we have in school or using external GCSE examiners for further exam guidance. Each stage of the process has also been quality assured by members of the senior leadership team within the school. We do understand that many students may be concerned about the system that's going to replace their GCSEs, as many students enjoy taking the exams at the end and look forward to that challenge. Please rest assured that students shouldn't be worried about this. Schools will be making it no harder or easier for students to achieve these grades compared to previous years, and that's true for across the country. In addition, we're going to do our utmost to determine grades that fairly reflect the progress made by each student across their subjects. We know our students, we know their potential. In addition to this, we'll be taking into account the potential difficulties that students have faced through the lockdowns enforced by COVID. So, still to come in this process, more detailed guidance is being published by the exam boards, hopefully by the end of March, and as soon as we have details of that, we'll share them with parents. We will be conducting an exam week in mid-May to allow students to provide further evidence for the teacher assessed grades. And we will also be conducting a parents' evening on Thursday, the 25th of March, which will be an ideal opportunity to discuss student strengths and area for development in each subject. For more information and guidance, please look at the exam board websites, as they have pages set up directed solely at parents and students. In addition to that, as soon as the school is aware of any more information from the exam boards, we will share it with yourselves. Thanks very much.